back to the Bourbon Barkeep. I'm Curtis.
Noah, back again.
We got a good one.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This was our first bottle ever donated by one of our subscribers.
Feels good.
They were like, hey, let's see what this 3 Chord's about.
Sure.
I need professionals, obviously, as you all can see from week to week.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man. I have seen this name, everywhere and anywhere,
Yeah.
and I've never pulled the trigger on buying it. And then we were gifted, more or less, obviously returning the bottle after our tasting.
Yes.
But we were
not
gifted
monsters.
a taste,
Yeah.
and the opportunity kind of threw itself at our feet. So looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah. The thing that I'm kind of intrigued by is a lot of the big names did 3 Chord kind of all at the same time, to where you're like, all right, so is 3 Chord just full media blitz? And some of these are fudged, which outside of it being donated, I don't know Neil Girardo.
Nor do I.
So
I would like to. Successful man for sure, but I do
wouldn't be
not as
against
well.
it. Yeah. So if we hurt Neil's feelings, it is what it is.
Sure.
But we have the 3 Chord straight Kentucky bourbon whiskey here,
Okay.
finished in the Pinot Noir barrels. It is kind of sponsored, for lack of a better word, by Neil Girardo, who, for better or worse, is known for being married to Pat Benatar.
That would never be for worse. Like, that's sick.
Yeah. I feel bad. I mean, I don't feel like the man is riding coattails, because he has produced, written, performed. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
So they actually just celebrated 41 years of marriage. So
Neil, Pat, cheers to you guys.
obviously,
I know you'll see
we'll send
this,
you a
but
gift.
yeah, I know you'll
Yeah.
see this.
Yeah.
41 long years, good for you.
Yeah. I mean, that's tough to do nowadays.
Of course.
So I got some fun facts for you.
Okay.
So in 8/1/1981, MTV debuted the music video "You Better Run," which is by Pat Benatar. Neil is on it. It was the second ever video to air on the network, and Girardo was the first guitarist to ever appear on MTV.
No kidding.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Wow.
So I have a little fun thing for our subscribers / Patreons. So if you can tell us in the comment section what is the first video to ever air on MTV, and you do need to sign up for Patreon so I can figure out your address and how old you are. So leave a comment, sign up for the Patreon, and then we will actually send you 2 ounces. It will look like this.
Yeah.
Of the 3 Chords, and we'll be well on our way to 1 patron.
That's your spiel.
That's my spiel. A little trivia for this one.
There you go.
Yeah,
Drop in the comments.
get some interaction.
Get a pour. Yeah.
All right, so time to nose.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess the cheers before the nose, and then the nose, and then the palate, and then the finish.
Yeah, I was abrupt segue.
Sure. This is first
Abrupt.
quarter here.
Yeah, it was the jump cut knock,
We definitely glitched just now for sure.
as we should.
See, man. The 3 Chords. To Pat Benatar and Neil on 41 years.
All right, so this kind of has like a sour candied cherry to it. Like I
Definitely
immediately
get your
goes
sour, like a puckery.
like almost like, Lemonhead has like different flavors.
You mean like Warhead?
Lemonhead. But they have they have an apple head, they have a grape head, they also have a cherry head.
I'm just aware of the lemon head for sure. I thought you mean like Warhead, like they have like a black cherry, a watermelon.
So it's like that very fake, almost waxy cherry. They're really good. It sounds like I'm crushing them. But on the nose, I'm like, I don't really want my bourbon to smell like it.
Sure.
There's a touch of earth to it, and I don't know if that's coming from the Pinot barrels or, I mean, we've had earthier. I would still go vanilla, caramel. I mean, you still got a sweetness to it. So trying to get through some of the common ones.
Yeah, it's still a relatively traditional nose for sure. Well, no warning, huh? I didn't want to taste with you. That's fine.
Okay. There's a little heat at the back of the throat for, what is this, 99, I think? Yeah. It's.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't get a long hug here, but you do have some heat. Viscosity is not really there.
No, it's thin. Like kind of what I meant with the nose too is there's no deep richness to it. It's very kind of light and shallow,
I get some,
which is fine.
the citrus kind of continues. Like it goes from that sour candy to maybe lemon peel kind of on the side of the tongue, which
It
is
does
unique.
it gets a little sweeter.
It does develop into a nuttiness actually, which is kind of nice. Like I'm getting more of like maybe an almond butter as I kind of sit here, which is, the complexity is there, which is nice.
It does cut off, like you said, like the finish is kind of sharp at the front and then it doesn't continue. Like there's no elongation at all, if that's a word.
It is now.
I'm going to stick with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
What does this run MSRP wise? I don't know if you've said that before.
that's a good question. I have not said that. It is 40, I want to say.
Yeah, like that's fine for $40.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed at 50 if I was a big Pat and Neil fan. This is something
sure.
that I could easily get behind.
Yeah, if you're a classic rock guy, like you have one of those in your cupboard.
Mash bill, I had to write down 75%, 21% rye, 4% malted barley. Now that I was kind of reading through some of the notes. So what they do is they take this bourbon from Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. They put it into these barrels in Kentucky, and they heat the barrels after the
Really?
aging process to finely tune the flavors.
Interesting. Going back to what we've kind of already said thus far, it's fine. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to rate it because it's just fine.
All right, so 3 chords. We're going to go through our 4 categories, starting off with senses. This is largely weighted at 50%. We do weight all of our categories to kind of try to, give that overall perfect equation of, what bourbon is better, taking into account money, history, all that stuff. So senses being our largest category at 50%. Then we have it factor. This is where you take into account your history, your pedigree, your prestige, whatever you want to do with that.
My mood.
Sure, yeah. Did you have a good day? Did you have a bad day? That'll weigh in there.
It's pretty rainy.
Third is hug, another word for finish. Basically, how does the bourbon wrap up? Do you enjoy the warmth? Are you a person that doesn't enjoy a ton of warmth going down all the way to your, your tummy? So, again, take that as you will. And then fourth and finally, bang for the bucks. As I said, we want to make sure that we give the, cheaper bourbons more readily available. Your $30, $40 bourbons a fair shake. So we do take into account how much the bourbon costs compared to what it actually is. Starting with senses, man. Start us off.
It's interesting because I'll drink it and I'll just get more things. And part of that's this opening. So I went back and revisited like the Dickel 13 that we did, and I tasted almost nothing that we originally said. Not that we were wrong, but with the oxidization that happens, the science experiment that we did, I mean, the flavor just changes. So as it has sat here, I get more of a ripe red fruit, more of a strawberry and raspberry. There is a little bit of dryness. It's just okay.
Yeah,
I have a tough time docking it because it is very drinkable. So I'll go like 53.
Look at you, man. Breaking out from multiple of 5. Come on.
Yeah.
Dice it up. So I'm on the same page as you, man. Like, I hate to use the word lame. It's kind of lame. Like, there is nothing really to it. It's very...
Can we sub lame for boring? I mean, lame, Neil may be hurt, man.
I hate to hurt Pat. Neil lesser, like on my priority list than Pat.
Oh, okay.
So I won't use lame. I'll use boring. It's very, kind of run of the mill, if you will. I'm allowed to say that. So I'll go straight up 50. I'm not gonna mess around with the extra 3 because I don't want to. Okay. It factor. I'll start here.
Okay.
The fact that Pat Benatar has a connection. Neil obviously is kind of the brain behind the entire operation, but the connection to Pat is really what I'm looking for here. So it kind of saves it almost because it would be probably a negative without that factor.
Okay.
There's nothing. I mean, there's no history to it. Not really. Besides the
Neil
Pat Neil
had some.
factor.
Neil had some.
Yeah.
All right, so what if I told you that, so they do the strange collaboration, right? So the winery that they get the Pinot Noir barrels from is from the Strange Vineyard. is actually named after Johnny Strange.
John.
No, Johnny. So you got Johnny Strange who liked to climb in things, and apparently he died.
R.I.P.
Not climbing, which I found out, which I was like, well, why would you mention he climbed? So essentially, all the proceeds of this bottle actually go to a Parkinson's research thing.
That's worth mentioning.
It gets a little weirder though. He didn't have Parkinson's. He just didn't. He didn't like Parkinson's.
He hated the disease.
Yeah.
As do many.
So yes, horrible disease. It's 4 or 5 on my list of diseases that I hate.
That's top 5, huh?
Maybe. I
Dude,
mean, I'm just spitballing.
There's a lot of diseases.
There's a lot of diseases. And this is top 5.
This is top 5. Okay.
This is top 5.
F Parkinson's.
All right. So my it factor, because I like charity.
Hold on, I didn't even say my score. I didn't even say my score. Sorry.
Okay.
I was gonna go 45.
I was on a roll right there.
You were. Sorry. I hate to cut you off. Like I said, it saved it from a negative. I was gonna go 45. Pat comes into play. 55.
Obviously. My it factor, because I hate Parkinson's. They're donating proceeds.
Top 5 worst disease.
You could be a big Neil Girardo fan, to where kind of a cool little story behind First Guitars, MTV.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go 51. All right. Hug. I'm going to go 43.
Okay. I was going to go 45. It leaves, I mean, I don't want to say quite a bit to be desired, but it leaves a substantial amount to be desired. It sounds exactly the same. It didn't sound any better. Me adjusting that.
Nope.
Okay.
43. I got a doc for it. I want to go lower, but I just hate Parkinson's.
Oh, so your it factor's bleeding into hug?
No.
How about we make sure what do you call that, compartmentalize? Bang for the buck, $40 bottle.
Oh, man.
I'm going to go an even 50 again. This is exactly probably what I would price it at. So I'll go 50 on the dot. I'm not going to dock it because it still is in that price range that I probably would put it at. But
yeah, I'm trying to think back on the 40s. 40's pretty cluttered. 50 gets even worse. So thank God that they're at the 40.
if it starts with a 3, we're okay.
Yeah, and it does. $39.99.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's why America does that, I think. It helps, the consumer feel better about their purchase. Would I feel good about that purchase? No, not really, but I wouldn't feel horrible about it either.
I'm trying
It's
really.
for Pat.
I'm going to go 49. I can't sit there and be like, you're average.
See, at this point, like, the math is now becoming an issue.
It is.
Sure.
It is. So.
We'll add these up.
Yeah.
49. Okay. We'll add these up and we'll get back. Cheers. All right. So, did the tallying, did the calculations, and we're pretty much on the same page. I was a touch lower than you, about a half a point lower out of 100. So, pretty much right on the money with you as well, right at 50. You were 50.3, I was 49.8, something like that.
So below average.
49.8, yeah.
That's harsh.
Technically below average.
That's harsh, man.
That's our first like below average bourbon, but it's 50. It's average,
Yeah.
You round up at that point.
It's tough. I mean, Neil's not a distiller. Like, he's just dipping his feet in to where there's a bunch of celebrity
Well, he's trying
whiskeys.
to survive. He's trying to, provide for Pat, and that's
You don't need to.
commendable.
All right, so wrap up time.
Yeah, let's do it.
If you all know the answer to the MTV question, we'll do 2 ounces of 3 chord, or if you want to pivot after these ratings. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you, guys.
thank you again.
We'll be back again, back once more,
Yeah,
at the very least.
yeah. Do we have any other sign-offs? I don't think we have any other announcements, do we?
Just like and subscribe, help us out. We're trying to
Always.
grow.
Yeah.
We're trying to, make this something that we do for a long time. And without the growth, I don't know if that'll happen. So, you know how that goes.
Flying by, but not at the same time.
Sure.
Because I look forward to it.
Right.
It's like, man, let's do more.
See you, brother.
To you all.
Thanks, guys.